superhuman attributes. It's not conscious. It's not. It's a mathematical.
Just filming them over there. Sorry, darling. Go.
Yeah. So it's kind of. It's like a mathematical variable. And something not mathematical, but something like beyond our understanding. So it doesn't ask prayer rituals or human submission, behaviours like bowing down or kneeling or something like that.
I'm right there with you on that one. I just think that all these people walking around, a lot of them are confused as to what this is.
Yeah.
And around, a lot of them are confused as to what this is.
Yeah.
And what worries me is we don't have a nation, an international nation of people that actually know who we are, why we're here, and what we've been put here for.
Yeah. So, are you religious?
I wouldn't class myself as religious as that in that sense of the meaning, but what I do feel is that we were created because it would just seem obsolete for this to be an accident.
Why would you?
It would just seem obsolete for this to be an accident.
Why would you think we're created?
Well, why in farms do they make the animals feel as if they're roaming free when they're not? I mean, if I wanted to walk away from this, like literally walk away from this system in which I live in, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Where can I go?
Human behaviour, because we're social animals, so we.
Yeah. So where internationally can I go to walk away from this? To walk away from voting, to walk away from governments, and to live my life freely as I choose to.
None of it.
I can't think of anywhere I can go to do that. I know there's people in Alaska that live off grid, but they're still governed. They're in a country that's governed. So where land-wise can we go that is no man's land?
Well, that has to do with 19th century exploration.
So this is the life that we've been given to live. All this consumer bay, all of this.
But this also allows us to have a quality of living we never ever had. Like, for example, people don't realize...
And we say that because we're taught that, again.
But my parents come from a very impoverished country. I lived there for a while.
Yeah.
Things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
For example, my sister, she busted her knee. I saw how difficult it is for people to get, because we have Western passport.
Yep.
And England's a powerful country still.
Yep.
Not the 19th century, but it's still a powerful country. You know, we were given preferential treatment for the treatment of my sister over other people.
Sorry.
I saw how hard life was for people in developing countries.
Yeah.
You don't have technological.
Yeah.
Even the poor people here couldn't expect any change. They will never be treated in the same way as some people are treated. And the reason, people complain about evil consumerism and bad governments and stuff like that. I agree. There's a lot of things we need to reform. For example, I don't want to drink welfare. However, I've learned in my travel to Africa that things people here in the UK take for granted.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
So
they take it as a given. They just take things as a given, and they're not actually living. They're existing. They're not living life. They're existing.
Yeah, but
they're working to rush home to go and watch Love Island. They're working to rush home to go and watch Sing. It's a consumer environment. It's a consumer debate.
However,
don't just watch it. Don't just watch it. Live like it. Live your life. Want to live like that. And they promote people not staying together, you know. They promote broken families, bro. They promote that, you know. Wow. It's like not the norm to have parents that have stayed together for a long time now. My son's school is a good case study.
Yeah.
Okay, in his class, I look at how many mummies and daddies are together. When I was a little girl, it was a bit different. It was, it was socially encouraged to stay together and to be a family, yeah, and to sit down at a meal and share food together. No, it's not that environment anymore. Families rarely do that, and I'm saying families companies that I know. So I can only give you my case study of the people I know, my associates. And it's like, nowadays let's just order Deliveroo in it, and the kids can eat in their room in it, and I'll just eat while I'm watching this, and I'm not making no dinner. And if I do, it's going to be and if I do make dinner, it's going to be some cheap meat from Sainsbury's, maybe some chicken breast for £3 or something, which has been factory farmed and horrendous. And I'm not talking about everyone. I'm saying this is what they want. They want you to go to Lidl. They want you to go to Sainsbury's. They want you to buy chicken for peanuts. Yeah, chicken that's not been kept in a good environment. So it's like it goes off on so many tangents. When you look at factory farming and the amount of land that they give over to factory farming, they could stop world hunger in one go.
You don't want to be self-sufficient, do
in
you?
one go.
Listeners.
Yeah, and it's like this environment. I didn't consent to this, bro. And do you know what I do? I'm given a choice to vote, and it's not a choice.
What do you think of technological advancements?
I mean,
you need a consumer society to have, to me, in my opinion, one of the reasons why the British were the first to, why this country was the first to industrialize, is that we were the first to get rid of guilds. Mm-hmm. So guilds are medieval society. You know what guilds are?
Guilds.
Yeah.
Yes.
We basically, and in the old days, in virtually all of Europe, medieval Europe, a market was very different from what we call a market today. Mm-hmm. You had to literally physically join a market, and you had to stay on that market. Mm-hmm. But through the 1700s, the UK was the first country I know in Europe, along with the Dutch, to make the entire country into what you call a common market. Mm-hmm. So free exchange of goods and ideas, and also things like also what else was it? Guilds, land enclosures. So you might think of like in the old days they used to have communal farming, the common lands and the common pastures and stuff like that. But during the 19th century, they enacted the Enclosure Act. I'm sure you're familiar with this.
Yeah, but this is what I noticed though, bro. People just stand there and spout off what they've been taught. This is what you've been taught. You'll tell me everything I know. I've been taught the same stuff. What do I know? I'll tell you what I know. Yeah. I know what I've been taught. That's all I know. That's all you know. That's all you know, bro. That's all we all know. What we've been taught. And you look at the people that have is it your elders that have taught you, bro? Have your elders taught you from your own lineage? Your own history? No, but how far back in your lineage can you connect to? How far back have you got your knowledge from your own lineage, bro? Honestly, how much of your life are you living through the knowledge of your own lineage? Your lineage, not yours, not mine, yours.
Not much.
Okay, so grandmas. I don't want names. Honestly, answer me. Yeah. How many grandmas in your mind do you know their names off the top of your head? Count back. I'm telling people 3. I can just about reach 3 grandmas back. 3, 4. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. After that, you're asking people like I am. I'm pissed that I'm saying that, you know. Do you know why? Because the elites don't say that. The elites know what's going on, okay? We can only go back so far with our own lineage, you know, before we're taking second-hand information and then calling it knowledge. That's nuts, bro. So I won't... Exactly, but you're a case study of the agenda. You're standing there telling me it like it's the truth, and you're telling me what I know. You're telling me what he knows. We were all taught the same thing, bro.
We're taught things, but not all things talk one egg.
And that's the head fuck.
That's the thing, for example.
Because they mix the truth with the lies and leave you with a subverted image.
When it comes to politics and culture, yes. There is, for example, we can see that in countries like Saudi Arabia, North Korea, Iran, China. It's obvious that they have political elites or religious elites and stuff like that that control knowledge and stuff like that.
They perpetuate a narrative.
But when it comes to certain facts of history, or when it comes to more objective things like science and mathematics and other fields of academic studies, it's not really like that. The elites can try to fudge. For example, in Turkey, I just came from Turkey 2 years ago. They banned, they have an organization called TUBIK. It's like the National Science Foundation in America, or the Royal the Royal Society here in the UK. They're to promote science and science education, something like that. Because it's like their government, Erdogan, you heard of him, right? Quite a religious guy, and his party, the AKP, told him it's like not to teach evolution. So last year, they completely removed the evolution curriculum on their science textbooks. And that's an example of an elite trying to disseminate knowledge in their own version or in their own way. But it will fail ultimately. Why? Because reality doesn't really care about what your opinions are, or what your elites tell you, or what political views society tells you to have. Not political, what certain views you have, because reality is...
So you buy evolution as in monkey turned into man then?
I'll just give you an example. Yeah, but I do...
You buy that, yeah?
Well, I am a researcher. I'm doing genetics and biochemistry. So I'm in university, so I do some research.
You do genetics? Yeah? And because of that, you believe in evolution?
Yeah.
What you got to remember with these textbooks, they give you euphoria.
But it's not just the textbook, I do the experiments.
What experiment can you do that proves it?
Well, it's something that happens thousands of years. When it comes to complex creatures, you can't really just make them diverge that quickly. But what we do have is the molecular evidence, the strongest evidence for human evolution. So proteomics, the study of protein structures of molecules, of homology, protein homology, and also genetics. It's also the strongest evidence there is for human evolution. When you sequence all the...
you get taught about the missing link, with the body that got traded around universities and museums.
Yeah.
50, 60 years and got found out to be a fraud.
You're talking about put down now.
Okay, can I ask a question? I got a question from my chat room.
You disproved the validity because the
No, but it was taught people like yourself would have studied that for 60 years until someone got their hands on it. And
I got a question. Can I ask a question? One of the people watching wants to know, can you ask where are the stages in between evolution and why do chimpanzees still exist?
The stage, okay. The stages. Okay, I'll answer the second question. Why do you jump?
Are you alright with your voice being on there at least?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah.
Basically, chimpanzees still exist because they're a different species from us.
Can you hear him, by the way? Just let me know in the chat room. Carry on talking, guys.
Yeah. So basically, chimpanzees have what we're saying is humans are not chimpanzees. Humans did not evolve from chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are a different species from humans. They belong to a different genus or a clade. A clade is like a taxonomic group, a way of classifying different organisms. And also, what biologists say, and paleontologists and anthropologists and so forth, what we say is we have a common ancestor with chimpanzees. And that and molecular evidence, such as looking at neutral mutation rates and also comparative genomics, shows that we probably have a common ancestor with chimpanzees 7 to 6 million years ago. And there's a scientist called David Reich who recently, actually in 2009, proved that there was an integration between the recently split ancestors of humans and chimpanzees 15,000 years after the split occurred. But still, it's been 6 million years since we diverged from chimpanzees.
Someone said Darwin shows us that the chimpanzee is the first stage, then develops into a human, which is utter nonsense.
No.
Okay, he's disagreeing with that, Joseph.
No, because chimpanzees are
AJM,
as we are. The chimpanzees cannot be called as primitive as humans because they exist as a different species from us humans. But what we're saying is that the last common ancestors of humans and chimpanzees probably resemble more like a chimp than a modern human. And that's because the selective pressures our lineage went through was different and more greater.
Sorry if my hands are shaking, I'm cold.
Yeah, but
sorry,
the selective pressure we went through was vastly different from what chimpanzees went through. Basically, what biologists say is that chimpanzees has more mesomorphic or older characteristic types that were not directly selected against because they never really left the environment that our last common ancestors chimps lived. Whereas we humans lived in a very fluctuating environment in the East African Rift Valley. So the Indians, like 6 million years ago, the Indian subcontinent started to collide with mainland Asia. That's why the border between modern day China and India, the Tibetan Highlands, is really like the most mountainous region on the planet because there's two different continental masses colliding with each other.
So with that being said, can I just reiterate, just in case anyone didn't hear on the mic before, can I reiterate? If you, I'll break it down at this. If you could give me 3 of your main proofs, just 3 that you live on a globe. 3 proofs that you live on a globe.
The reflection of the Earth's curvature on the moon's surface. Okay. The second is the mathematics, trigonometry, and the old-fashioned maths that the ancient Greeks, later the Arabs, and then the European Renaissance and Enlightenment scientists have shown.
And third?
And then the third is, well, spaceflight. You know, modern day spaceflight.
Why do you believe in spaceflight? What's your main proof that spaceflight even exists?
Well,
your main proof, not what you've been taught. What's your why do you believe that?
I have to say it's because it's possible. It doesn't violate any laws of physics, so why should it be believable?
Do you know what I find worrying?
So we also have the technological capacity.
What I find worrying is every single person I've asked that question to. Do you know what they really do? Just what you did. They really ponder that thought. They're like, my main proof. Let me think. But can I finish? As a civilization, do you really think we should be reaching like that in 2018 for proof? I mean, we're really being selective on our proof here, and it's a pretty big subject we're talking about. It's mad how we don't have definitive proof.
I know, but there's a difference between saying space.
Do you not think that's a little bit suspicious that we don't have definitive proof?
I agree. I definitely agree.
I asked the physicist. Why do you think you live on a globe? And do you know what he gave me? Oh, sorry, do you know what he gave me? Yeah, they want to take a picture. Do you know what the scientist gave? A physicist, his response was silence. He had no response. He was stuck. Just on such a basic question.
But what's the evidence against spaceflight?
Huh? There's no proof of it, bruv. There's no proof. There's no proof of it. None. There's no proof of anybody going past the Van Allen radiation belt, which is low Earth orbit, inside a dome, inside an enclosement, inside an enclosed system. You can call it a dome, you can call it a barrier, you can call it whatever you want, but no one's gone past it.
It's just a magnetic field.
When did they go to space to begin with? When did they start that piece of propaganda? What, 1969? They tried to send man into space, yeah?
Well, you have the Soviets. The Soviets.
But
I don't think the Soviet Union would.
Do you know how many people they claim have been into outer space since they started?
Remember, this is the Cold War.
No, I know the answer, but I know the answer to that. Yes. I'm saying, do you know how many people they've sent into outer space since that started?
How much? I don't know. There's so many.
Hazard a guess. Just give me a guess. Just shoot a guess out there, and I'll tell you if you're hot, cold, or warm. Just a 500. Not even 30, bruv.
No. The International Space Station has more than 30.
Bruv, that's not outer space. Do you realise the ISS is not in outer space?
That's low Earth orbit, but.
No, I said, do you know how many people have been into outer space? And you're. And
you know, the outer space. Oh, you mean beyond low Earth orbit?
30. Less than 30.
Yeah, well, you had the Apollo mission. So.
Less than 30 people have been up there.
Yeah, you had the Apollo mission, so obviously they
less than 30 people have claimed to be up there. And a few years ago, I think it was 2015, Buzz Aldrin came out saying they never went. And he's one of them.
I don't.
No,
I've
he
never
did.
seen anything.
Yeah, well, that's why I say to people, do you ever look into these things? So many people sit at home watching Netflix, watching series on Netflix, but don't actually research the reality in which they live in.
Other than political reasons, like to be the Soviet Union, why would the United States? I know the United States government is dodgy. Yes, we know they did some, especially the CIA and stuff like that. Why would a NASA, a civilian government agency, just lie about the fact that we went to the moon?
Why does a government agency need $52 million a day? It's a lot of money, bro.
But NASA is very different from the United States military-industrial complex. Yes,
I'm not bothered about the military. I'm just saying
I understand why they
NASA
would
alone
fabricate, but I don't
gets
understand why
52 million a day.
NASA would, other than just to, unless they're embarrassed to say that the Soviet Union beats us to the moon.
Do you work?
Or something like that.
Do you work? You pay taxes like me, yeah?
Well, yeah.
So they take money out of your money, same way they take money out of my money, yeah? Do you know we pay, as taxpayers, £1.16 million a day to the British Space Agency? That's what they get off of it.
The UK doesn't wait. The UK does have a space agency, but it doesn't really.
We do.
It's not big.
We do. It's called the British Space Agency, and it's not actually located too far from here.
I know France has a space, like it's home to the
Yeah, but I'm
EU.
saying that's a fact though. They get £1.16 million a day from the British government, and the European Space Agency gets over €3 million a day. And don't get me started on JAXA. They get an insane amount of money a day. And what do you know what we've got from them? Do you know what the biggest thing we've got from space agencies is?
Satellites.
No. None of them exist, bro. No, trust me. I don't want you to waste your time even thinking those things exist. I'm going to give you a solid fact of the one thing, and one biggest thing. In fact, two big things you can thank the space agencies for. Do you know what that is?
What?
You don't, or you do? Teflon in your frying pan, yeah, and Velcro. That's it, bruv. That's it. That's all they've got. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Velcro and Teflon. Nothing else. Just try and research what they've given us. Nothing.
I have to beg to differ.
I appreciate that, and do you know what I also appreciate? I mad appreciate you even giving me the airtime to even say that to you, because you know what? Most people in life don't even want to slow down to have the conversation. But trust me, the only two things they've ever given us is Teflon and Velcro. I got them to thank for Velcro. Velcro's been a bit of a lifesaver from time to time, but it's not worth the money I'm paying for it. I don't consent. I think that's what more people need to start saying, what they do consent to and what they don't.
That came out of space exploration. For example, the phone you use.
No.
Why do you think the United States?
No, couple scientists have tried to argue that with me, and I've shut them down on it. So no. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not thanking no space agency for my phone. It's not happening.
No.
Satellites, yeah, those things that are up there, they're held up there by balloons. They're high altitude balloons, yeah.
Transistors. They had to create guidance systems for the rockets. It went through bad use. For example, missiles are based on.
All they've given us is Teflon and Velcro. That's all we can tangibly show for it. That's all we can actually tangibly show. It's a shame, though. It's a shame.
I'm the opposite. I think we're supposed to be.
We didn't get good value for money.
No, I think it's opposite. I think we're supposed to be instead of spending so much on war.
Trust me.
And,
if I can promise you one thing.
Very Star-esque. Like a Star Trek.
If I can promise you one thing, they're going to put more money into the space agencies. You better believe that. If you're going to believe anything, believe that, because they need to regulate the 60th parallel. That's what they need to do. No one's getting past the 60th parallel without military permission. You know that as well. The Antarctic Treaty's been in place before they tried to sell that moon joke to us. They've regulated that since the early 50s. Do you know every country on this international flat plane of existence all agree to not let anybody pass the 60th parallel, but they're at war. They're like the WF, they're like wrestlers. They perform in front of us, and behind, they're all giving each other backhands. It's all nice up behind the scenes, and we buy into it, and they think they think we believe in the fact that we're given a vote. We don't vote for anything. They've already made the decision.
That's true.
No one's voting to leave Brexit or not. That's already been foretold.
Yeah? Cons, yeah. I believe that, yeah.
It's a joke thing.
Sorry about to get
Yeah, no, it's all good.
You can give me about it. You can give me interactive if you want.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. I think, like I said, it's easy for some people to go, oh, you're a flat earther, you're not. I think what I just want to be a bit of a realist. I don't want to be consumed with this, live my life in a wasted kind of consumerism environment. So.
Yes, but it's not all evil and bad.
No, you're right about that. You're right.
Go to hyper-religious society where they're also anti-consumers, but they're not exactly present to them. I mean, Afghanistan's the least consumer society. We don't want to live in Afghanistan. That's the point I'm saying. I mean,
it's
I
a
think
valid
a healthy
point,
mix
though.
of two. I think there are traditional societies and traditional values that are good. We should also accept that we are also like innovative creatures, we also consume other people's ideas. That's how the exchange of ideas go about. I mean, you can't be all evil consumers, everything evil consumerism, and then everything's good. I mean, there are societies that also operate on that level, but would you rather want to live on them? Would you rather live in like North Korea, where they have to have like a long stands for local bread? Would you rather live in Afghanistan, where it's just like religion 24/7?
No, but I'm not sure I want to live in this environment either. I'm not sure
Yeah,
I like
I
this
understand.
either.
And also, I criticize places like Las Vegas, where it's the complete opposite.
So do I.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a bit like a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
It's a
and
sin
that's
city,
one
for
that's
real.
one extreme as well. I think we should have a healthy balance. We like having fun. It's nature. When we're young, we like like talking to other people, having fun, having relationships. That's normal. But at the same time, we like to buy new products and like video games. But at the same time, I don't think we should be like being 24/7 hedonist.
I've got to be at the concert. It's lovely to meet you, sir. Love to meet you again.
Lovely to see you too. Say bye to everybody watching. How's
Respect,
going, guys?
man.
Yeah?
Wicked. See you soon.
Nice. Thank you for chatting to me. I'm going to chat to this guy here as well, darling. Thank you for talking to me, sweetheart. I'm around here anyway, so if you're about, I'll definitely carry on that
So I'm
conversation.
guessing that's going on YouTube or something.
Live. It's already there.
I've always been on YouTube many
But that's why I thought I'm not keep putting the camera in your face, but I know that everyone was interested in hearing what you had to say, and I feel like the questions that were asked were valid. There was no hate in the room. No one's being disrespectful, so it's all good.
Yeah, but like I'm still one last question. Why do you think, for example, because this is my strength, evolutionary biology, like your friend reacted in the way that I didn't expect?
What?
Like, do you believe humans come from monkeys? Like,
Which one?
the
The one that just went.
Yeah, the one that's went. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised as in why. Like, why don't you believe in human evolution?
Because I know I'm not going to a zoo to go and visit my cousins. It's not happening. If we evolved, we would have brought them with us. It's not happening. We wouldn't be going. No, I wouldn't be paying to go and watch them in a cage. I wouldn't be watching things and being told they're going extinct if we evolved from them. It's just no. I can't buy into
that's
that.
different.
I have a slightly different opinion, right?
Yeah.
I believe the human race, the Adam and Eve, was they look like monkey types, but not monkey types. Does that make it?
But Adam and Eve is a big problem because it's in dispute of human evolution and genetics. So all humans can't be descended from two individuals. There might be two last universal common ancestors, but even they had ancestors, which are also our ancestors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like a Russian doll. But the thing is, it goes all the way back to last universal common ancestor that was not a human at all. There was no goats, there was no birds, right? Because all our last, like the first living organism, it does not come from a pair of individuals. There was no individual. Sex itself is an evolutionary novelty that evolved to help with evolvability because you have because evolution works on variations.
So what came first, the chicken or the egg?
That's it. We don't. Yeah, no, that's the answer.
Why? You put the chicken in.
Oh, the chicken evolved from last.
Chicken got designed and created by this. You know when they say the simplest answer is normally the correct one? Like, why do we have to keep giving it a long story? It's just it's creation, isn't it?
Simplest answer doesn't seem simple, that's the thing.
That is the simplest answer is when you reverse engineer everything. It
Anyway,
goes back to
in
the singular.
engineering,
You're gonna ask me some questions.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let me ask him some questions and I'll come back to you. Yeah?
I'm used to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing scares me.
So, first of all, do you believe you live on a ball or not?
Well, I believe we live in a kind of a stratospheric kind of Earth, yeah.
Yeah?
That's
Why?
why. As in, is it a question? Is it a political question or is it?
So if I said,
more specific?
yeah, so see the globe that was shown to you at school, the heliocentric ball, yeah? Why do you believe that you live there?
Because that's what we've been told from young.
And do you acknowledge that? Do you acknowledge that we've just been taught that? We don't actually know it, we've just been taught it.
Yeah. That's right, yeah.
So do you think there might be an element of something that could be untrue with that, or do you think it's completely true and we live there and we're flying through space and that's infinite? And
when the universe was created, you could say everything was pushed together, so it had to be a fusion for the Big Bang to happen.
I mean, you think that.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we prove that?
No, we can't prove that, but I'm just saying that somebody must have created this world, right? And we can argue it's definitely 100% God or it's some
Creator,
yeah.
Creator. I'll go for creator.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And he made it happen, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So have you ever seen any curve of the Earth? Have you ever seen any? Have you?
I have at sunset. You know, I tell you what, at sunset, not here, but you go like into the countryside, somewhere like if you go to the Norfolk Broads where it's flat, you can just about see, it's not like a pure curve, but it's just it looks a bit kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'm asking him whether he thinks he lives on a globe or not. You know, the globe that we were shown in school. Does he think that?
But the thing is, right now, what is that? And because now people are asking me, Muslims are asking me about me and my family, and that, it's hurting me doing that, because that's nothing to do with them again, because of the hospital, there's two hospitals joined together, and they're not supposed to help me or nothing or anything, they don't give me nothing, and that, then now today, there's a woman there, the manager, massive, it's horrible.
Which hospital was that you're talking about? You're not talking about the Dawn Centre?
Not the Dawn Centre, it's further down.
Further down, okay.
You know the Ollies?
I've heard the Ollies,
and that's it. And then
They don't tend to care. They care about what they care about, and they'll just let everything else rot. You know.
I couldn't folk on the thing because so they've done something to me and that they did. And then they said to me like,
going all the streets.
And so you know what, you know what it is, I've got 3-4 children there, just now and then, and then the liquor comes on. The thing is, I went back and stand.
You're into it?
Yeah, because you know what, I'm going to do that like that because the thing is, see, my mum's old property, everything is taken away from me, you know what I mean? So what am I supposed to do there, When I went up there, and that because you've got to be careful, you know what I mean? I weren't making no music. There's the music on the back.
She's having a break.
She's having a break. Yeah. No, I think it's interesting to see how society treats its residents. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just like what I was saying with this guy. Like they don't want society itself to prosper. They want certain people to stay where they are and certain people to elevate, and they're happy for that social class thing to happen. They don't want everyone to be equal, bro. They don't want that equality, because that's how you have a council estate. You have a council estate on one side of the road, and you will have £1 million houses on the other side of the road, and there's no in between. You know?
Why different for you is
no, listen, because like. You see what you want to do. So I went down there just.
That's different from promoting.
And then this is a good person called Tracy. Yeah. And they were like, how many times and my sister and that the whole of my back of my things are all being cut out and everything and that, and I thought to myself, they're probably going to take back,
You never know though, do you? Because you see police brutality, they take people into custody and before you know it, people are gone into a cell, and next minute they're pronounced dead, and we just don't know what happened. And
yes, but that's different from, like, that's societal. But this is scientific, and this is more objective claims you make about reality. So I don't think that I know what you're trying to link. I know you're trying to make people think. I can understand why you're doing this. You try to help people think critically, but I don't think this is a good idea or way of doing it.
I think it is because I don't think this subject's going to be gently spoken about.
Because
I don't think we've tried the softly approach, and people don't slow down and pay attention. They don't pay attention. And all we're really asking them to do is we're asking them, do you question what you've been taught? And if you have, what have you come across?
in the 60s, people went around going, ban the bomb, ban the nuclear bomb. Still got nuclear bombs.
Yeah, but that's different.
Yeah.
That's political again. That's societal. But this is more like, for example, we're discussing human evolution.
Yeah.
In America, it's a bigger topic because America is more religious than the UK. So I don't know how you can. So for me, I don't know. I strongly follow where evidence is when it comes to that. Because my parents were like shouting down on. They come from a very religious family. They were shouting down on me for stating why I believe. And the reason why is because I follow where the evidence leads. But discussing with you and your friends, you seem to follow the route of intelligent design when it comes to human origins, and you don't seem to accept the fact that we share our last universal common ancestor with all other primates. But then again, that's complete contradiction from what we've observed for the past 50 years of molecular biology, and the past 200 years of paleontology, geology, study of animal ecology.
I definitely think you're raising valid points, but those points you're raising don't prove to me I live on a ball. None of them do. None of them are factual evidence of me living on a ball.
Apply that same mindset to your beliefs.
I can apply whatever mindset I want, but it doesn't give me conclusive proof I live on what I've been. Let me just finish there.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me conclusive proof that I live on what I've been taught I live on.
Okay.
I'm not saying I know what it is, I'm just saying I'm heavily questioning the fact of what it's been taught. Because what I see and measurably observe repeatedly does not match what I've been taught.
Okay. Understandable.
Yeah. And I think we started this conversation with the Southern Hemisphere and the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
All flights have to go through the Northern Hemisphere. All right, let me ask this question. What is the quickest way from point A to point B? Everyone knows the answer to this. Everyone knows it.
Travel to point A and B?
Right, I'm at point A. Now pick point B anywhere. Just point B. What is the quickest way there? Forget the buildings are in your way. What's the quickest way there?
It's just straight.
Done, no, bro. Okay. Now, when you look at a ball and you look at flights, they seem to arc in a way that doesn't make sense on a flight. You're like, why would you go to just, okay, on a flat model map, okay?
No, but the reason why...
Let me finish. Let me finish. Yes, on a flat model map, okay, when you put that route on a flat model map, the route goes from point A to point B in a straight line.
The reason why the flight projection is that way is because you can't physically fly over the...
And you're saying this because...
Because the climatic conditions of South Pole.
You
cannot. It's dangerous.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah. I'm saying, remember, you're spouting the same things I've been taught. I'm saying, why are you saying that? I'm asking you to answer me, not what you've been taught.
The physical evidence? I mean, we know that the South Pole Antarctic is the world's
but you answered,
coldest.
But do you realise you just answered the question to begin with? You said straight line. Point A to point B with no buildings involved. When you're flying, no buildings are involved. Yeah, you're not navigating your way around buildings. Okay, point A to point B, straight line. Now please tell me why there are pilots, that have gone on camera to say they don't account for curvature. Yeah, they do not point down 9 degrees every 1,000 miles, which is what they would need to do if we lived on a ball. 9 degrees every 1,000 feet. Every 1,000 feet, 9 degrees.
But I have to answer the first question. The reason why people don't go directly to the southern hemisphere, to the southern hemisphere, to the place where they're going, is because the Antarctic is the world's coldest region on the planet. I mean,
I'm not talking about flying over the Antarctic. I'm talking about...
Imagine what it's like above sea level. It's ridiculous. Above the cloud layer.
I'm talking about...
It's a very dangerous area to fly over. Yeah. And it's a massive continent.
How old are you?
I'm talking about the flight's not going to go from point A to point... No, the flights don't. That flight doesn't exist.
Well, what do you mean by that? From
Chile I'm making it up. Like, say you're going from Chile to Cape Town.
To Cape Town. You can fly there.
Yeah, you can, but it goes through the Northern Hemisphere.
Take Concorde.
Strangely enough, it goes through the Northern Hemisphere. It's weird, that, isn't it? And it flies in a straight line on a plate map. So.
No, I have to beg to differ on that.
You know what? I hope you do. And you know, if you take one thing from the conversation I've had with you today, don't take my word from it. I beg you, don't take my word from it. I beg, if you've got an hour and a half, bruv, look into it. Just look into it.
Yeah.
Just give it a football match. Give it 90 minutes and say, right, I'm gonna for 90 minutes try and debunk everything that girl said to me. Everything she just spouted off to me about the Trilateral Commission, about the Antarctic Treaty, about the 60th parallel, about all of those things. Try and debunk it. And if you can, then I'm wrong. But you're not the first person I've said that to.
I'll have to go now, but yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. Thank you, my darling. Take care, yeah? Cool. Alright, I'm just going to go and do my rounds and then I'll be back, alright? Okay, so I'm hoping that you were able to hear some of that conversation. It's a little bit cold and windy out here right about now, so streaming has been a bit difficult because my hands have been shaking profusely. Thank you, Fokker. I really appreciate that, my darling. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. I'm in Leicester with Jason Disbury and Harry. We're out here talking to the people in Leicester today. It's a nice busy town as well. Flat smacked the crap out of everyone in the camper van, turning up, parked in the busiest car park, and left that there to just bake in the oven, if you know what I mean. Yeah, there's people everywhere, and do you know what's crazy? This is a Monday afternoon. I'm asking myself, how come all these people aren't working and they're just out and about all day in the shopping centre? But yeah, we've been here for a couple of hours now. I've had some really interesting conversations with people. The people of Leicester, they've got some like really interesting stuff to say. I don't agree with any of it, any of the beliefs that they've come out with, but the fact that they're willing to slow down and talk in the first place is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm just gonna get, oh my god, that wind is ice. I'm shivering, guys, like literally shivering. So here we go. We've got a couple people talking. Got a couple people over there. And that guy there looking at the banner. He's reading up the banner. Oh, thank you.
I watch you every day.
Oh my gosh. Wow, thank you.
I come down this morning.
Oh wow.
Looking for you.
Wow, really?
Oh,
We
yeah.
were a little bit delayed coming here, but you know what? Humans like you give me hope. I'm telling you, I'm
I
serious.
originally booked the day off for Friday when you were supposed to be here, and then I realised Thursday you was coming today. So I wangled it with, oh, that's all right, that's all right.
Thank you.
All right. And then as soon as I seen the live feed, I thought, oh yeah, I've got to come down and support.
Oh wow, wow.
Got to.
Wow, how long have you been looking into this? So I'll
Well,
come this way because of the wind, sorry.
I would say all my life, but I'd say I've been awake the last 4 years, but I've always knew something weren't right from when I was a kid, and they just showed me, oh yeah, for sure, something weren't right. And to think about people in Australia upside down and things like that, in planes and stuff like that, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's beggars belief that we're left as a society to think these things.
It's amazing how everyone's numbed down to it and everyone's asleep though.
They're just happy to accept it.
Yeah,
Happy
yeah,
to accept it.
yeah.
Hello, you're right. No? Pardon?
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you?
Are you Christian?
Pardon?
Are you Christian?
Am I Christian?
Are you a fundamentalist?
Sorry?
Are you a fundamentalist Christian?
Sorry, yeah, I'm just going along with this here. Am I a fundamentalist? Am I a fundamentalist?
Because, are you, I suppose that you are part of this project or whatever.
Part of this project. I don't know if I can call it a project. I don't know if I'd class it as a project. I've got a funny feeling you've got an opinion though, so go for it. Why don't you give it to me?
Trying to defend the Bible by saying that the earth is flat.
You are?
No.
I am?
Are you part of this organization, Flat Earth?
It's not an organisation.
Okay.
I think organisation would be the wrong terminology.
How would you call yourself?
These are trying to tell you that you are believing that you're living on a round ball with water around it, yeah? That's all they're trying to get you to listen to, yeah? They're not trying to tell you it's flat.
No.
They're trying to tell you to prove it's round and it's a ball. That's all you've got to do. Go out yourself and prove it. I tried disproving this myself.
Me too. I grew up just like everyone else. I was schooled like everybody else. I went to primary school, went to secondary school, went to college, got my whole education. I'm nearly 40 years old. I've got a 16-year-old daughter, yeah, who knows she's not on a ball, yeah, and she's getting 9s just now at school. She's getting 9s and she's clued up, yeah. Why do you believe you live on a ball? Why do you believe? Why do you believe you live on a ball?
They swim around Antarctica.
Sorry?
They swim around Antarctica.
Around Antarctica. They swam around Antarctica.
Yes.
Do you have a thermal suit on?
Why, that's why you believe you. No, sorry.
So they-
I asked you why you believed you live on a globe, and your first response was they swam around Antarctica.
Oh, I thought you said you
I'm
swam
asking.
around
I'm no,
Antarctica.
yeah. So I'm asking your. I want see as you've lived your life just now. You've gone to school. You've got to the point where you can ask you how old you are. Are you under 20 or over 20?
Under 20.
Under 20. Okay. So to the point that you're at in your life now. Okay. Why, as you walk through your life, why is it you believe you live on a globe? Why do you believe in the globe? Not what you've been taught. I've been taught the same as you, so I don't want you to regurgitate the same thing I've been taught. I want to know why you personally hold that belief so dearly. I want to know personally. Can you answer that easily? With evidence?
I believe that
No,
the Earth is round because actually there's the one issue that I've recorded many different.
I'm hearing a long
conversations
story again. I just want a quick pro-quo answer. Why do you believe you live on a globe? I just quickly answer that for me. Really quick. Like in a short
Yeah, let me
answer.
put it another
I want
way
a
for him.
simple layman.
What's your
Why do you want me
proof?
to answer it quickly if I might?
Because it's
my answer
because
is gonna
it's a
be
very
right,
big
then why do you want
question.
it to be
Okay,
quick?
3 questions: who we are, why we're here,
wouldn't it?
and where we are. Okay, where are we? Who are we? And why are we here? Okay, why do you believe you are on that? Real quick for me. I want a simple answer that I could give a 5-year-old. Give me a 5-year-old answer to why you believe you're on a. Please, humour me. And when you realise, sorry.
Because we're created.
Thank you. By the Most High? By whoever the Most High is?
Yeah.
Okay, so look. First of all, we've agreed on something, so let's shake on that. Even if we don't agree on anything else, my friends, we've agreed on that. That's a good start for a conversation, I think, yeah? From one human to another. Okay, we started somewhere. We might not go down the same path now, but at least we both know as human beings, I was created by the same thing you were created. We're all one here. And I think not enough of these people have got some love like that. Then, you know, we're quick to label things: atheist, Christian, Buddhist, this, that. I go to Speaker's Corner in London and I see Sikhs and Muslims and Christians and Catholics argue with each other all day about whose God is better. Yeah, I've seen the God argument. I've seen the physicist argument. I've been out all week talking to physicists. All week. I said to a physicist yesterday, why do you believe you live on a globe? Do you know what the physicist did?
Yes.
Silence. He had nothing for me. He had nothing for me.
Numbers.
He didn't think I was going to ask him that question. I said, give me a 5-year-old's answer for why you believe you live on a
I thought you were going to ask me a question. I just want to go for it because, you know, it's not common to see flat earthers go out.
And I'm not a flat earther. That's
Are
one
you
thing.
not?
No, I'm not a
I
flat
suppose
earther. I'm a global denier.
Same here.
And then if I want to take it a bit further than that, I'm a globalist denier because I don't want a one world government. I don't want globalist mentality in my children.
So not only about, not only.
It's a bit bigger. It's a bit bigger.
but
It's a
also
bit
about the
bigger than
system.
just flat Earth. It's a tiny bit bigger than just flat
It's
Earth.
a whole way of life. Your
Yeah.
whole way of life.
How about let's leave factory farming alone? How about let's leave geoengineering alone? Yeah. How about let's leave direct energy weapons alone? How about let's leave profit for war
Be there all
alone?
day.
Yeah.
Could do a list all day.
Does it support
So many
how
things.
Does it link to the
That's
idea
what I
of flat Earth? I know it links to government wants to, you know, we still remember the Cold War, two superpowers fighting with each other. And
That's all
whole
they
human
want.
history
I think
fighting.
that's all they want to repeat history, bruv. They just want to keep people
whole human
separate.
history.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I don't really agree with that. Because
me too. And I mean, what if you wanted to walk away from this? If you wanted to say, okay, I don't want to vote government, I want to live a free life, where can you go? Nowhere. Nowhere to go. You can't walk away from
they
this.
have the whole.
You cannot walk away.
Really.
Yeah. You need permission to leave the country with your birth certificate, your passport. You need to be accounted for. You need to be monetized. You can go and sell your house and go and build your own house, but what you will have to do is you'll have to get permission from someone else to get that land. And then on that land you'll be governed and you'll be ruled. And either way you're not living a free life. So we can't walk away, we're all imprisoned. Sorry, I'm cold. I'm numb now.
But it's a bit better than having someone attack you and take away your home. It's a bit better than having anyone take away your home.
You know what? That's the society we live in. They've got people paying mortgages that they can't afford. You know, people can't afford to buy places. We've got the British. Sorry about my hand shaking, everyone. We've got the British Space Agency getting 1.16 million pounds a day from the British taxpayer. It's a lot of money for a little country. 1.16 million pounds a day from the British taxpayer. Yeah, for the British Space Agency. NASA gets 52 million pounds a day. European Space Agency, about 3 million euros a day. Okay, and JAXA, the Chinese one, their numbers are almost incalculable. It's disgusting, the numbers. Okay, just on those numbers alone. Look at all the homeless problems we have. Look at all the child poverty. My daughter's actually campaigning for child poverty at the moment for school. She's got a citizenship project that she has to do. So she's going to campaign for child poverty and do that as a project. Because we're in 2018. Do you really think we have parents that are choosing in this city, in this country? This is not a third world country. This is a first world country dealing with third world problems. We've got children going to school hungry. Yeah? We've got families who work who use food banks because they can't afford to do everything. Yet we go to space and people say, well, thank the space agency for your phone. No. No. They fly in low Earth orbit, okay? The ISS is in low Earth orbit, okay? No one's going past the banana radiation belt. They realise that. They said they lost the technology to go back to the moon and it would be a painful process to build it back again. Yeah? Don Pettit was an astronaut. He said that. He's in an interview. He said that. Don Pettit, the astronaut. Yeah. So you can find on CBS, AB. Yeah, he's done a lot of interviews about it, and they're still testing things to try and whatever they're trying to do. So realistically speaking, when you look at all the money they're going in, what can we really say we got from them? Do you know what the space agencies have given us so far? They've given us Velcro.
Yeah.
They developed Velcro and Teflon for the saucepans. You know the Teflon?
Yeah, I know.
Other than that, it's an expensive two things that they've given us, but hey, they've given us that. We should be grateful for that, maybe. Other than that, or maybe freeze-dried food. Freeze-dried food, the food that they take up there, maybe that too. Maybe that too. But maybe now we're reaching. As a society, we should all know offhand what these companies do for us, because they should be enriching our lives, if it really is all true. But it's not.
So we pay our taxes for it.
Of course, but we're never told where that money goes. But yet, we're made to believe that we should demand what the MPs are spending money on. But they don't want us to look at that. We're looking that way. And the news repeats, keeps everybody going this way. I think the news should just be called propaganda. I think that's what the news is. It's just perpetuated propaganda. And then you look at Brexit, and then you look at all these things with Trump, and you think, oh gosh, he's paying. And it's all sort of them paying attention here and not being aware of everything that's going on like this. So, for me, my daughter right now is actually she's 6 years old. Yeah? She's taking science for GCSE, so you know she the little exams that they do each semester,
Well,
and they get a predicted grade.
I'm in year 12, so I did
Yeah? Okay, so you know when you're going through it, you get the predicted grade, you keep getting tested, and they say you've got your target grade for your exams or whatever it is. So that's where she's at the moment, and she's doing really well. She's doing extremely well. and she's awake to this. So I use my daughter as a case study. It's like you can be aware of your surroundings and not buy into everything and still live in it. It's completely. She's a happier person as a result of it. She doesn't believe a lot anymore. And she said, I'd rather not know a lot than believe a lot of crap. And all I know, my friend, is what I've been taught. I don't actually know. So, I'm 37 years old, yeah? If people think I'm doing this for the fun of it, I'm not. I've lost faith in the internet. I can't have a conversation with someone on the internet and believe them because I don't know if I can dance with them. I know. Okay, would you not think it's a self-evident truth that me and you are standing here right now talking? You're here. That bike's real. Yeah, I touched the phone. I'm here. We're here. Okay, this is not an AI conversation. Yeah, this is not an algorithm conversation. We haven't been brought together because of a recommendation on Facebook. We're here because you're stood here and I'm here. So I can't take any of that as a self-evident truth. I don't know when I'm looking at the moon if that's a solid object or not, because we're in 2018. We've got Big Brother, we've got Love Island. We should have a 4K camera up there showing us how precious we are. If we were on a spinning ball, do you not think that they could just shut us all up by doing that? They could just shut up everybody right now if they could just do that. I shouldn't actually be able to stand here and have this conversation. I should, by all means, be able to.
I don't know, maybe. Well, it would be possible to send a camera there, so everyone can understand that. Maybe the view from above the Earth is not so obvious to see, because if you're orbiting around...
Again, I'm still going, but why?
If you're on the orbit, the Earth seems flat.
Yeah.
So you would have to fly very far away.
I'd also love to know, you see when they did the moon landing? Yeah? You see when they took off? When they took off from the moon to come back, and you see the lunar lander,
the rocket started.
Once Buzzle, you know when the man stepped on the moon and then they got back in and then they went off. You see it's taking off from the moon, and the camera shot does this. It takes off and the camera goes. So I want to know who they left on the moon to do that. You know when they did one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. They got off and they got back on and they took off. In that shot where it takes off, there's a camera shot. It's like, no, you left no one behind. Who took the shot? You didn't have the technology to do that back then, guys. Like, you tried to do a little bit of Hollywood on it and you kind of overkilled it, and now the continuity doesn't match, you know? Have you ever watched the thing called Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon? You should watch it. Watch it. You can probably find it somewhere on the internet. A funny thing happened on the way to the moon, and it actually shows you how they faked it. I'd stress for you to watch that and then try and argue it after. It's a very
Maybe the scientists didn't want to talk to you because they thought you were a flat earth and they couldn't use some argument to you. Before they were too stupid to agree.
Yeah, but then in the last few days I've actually managed to speak to someone. Spoke to a quantum physicist in London on live who said this was right. We've spoken to pilots who have told us they don't account for curvature. Pilots do not account for curvature. If they did, they would be dipping 9 degrees every 1,000 miles. They don't.
The argument I wanted to pass to you is that they swam in a way that it wouldn't be possible if the Earth was flat.
Yeah, we have looked into that. We have looked into that, but we haven't actually got evidence of it. We have evidence. Yes, we have looked into it. There's content online where people have investigated it, and it's like much ado about nothing, honestly. Circumnavigation should worry everyone a little bit more. We've gone around like this a lot. I interviewed an Arctic explorer, and his name was Ben. He's on my channel, it's live, Antarctic explorer, and he concluded, said we can only take people on predetermined routes down there. We can't actually go from one side to the other. Nobody has actually circumnavigated the ball like that. Yeah, they've circumnavigated it like that. Okay, they have not. They can't. It's impossible.
Oh, brilliant!
You like say this is. Let me just use. Okay, Okay. Say everyone's standing here. You just hold this for a second.
Oh,
Yeah, say, this is not my map, this is just a visual representation. If you just look at this here, okay? Say, see all this land here? If this was these people here, okay? And that's the equator. Say this is the magnetic north, and that's that man there with the red suit on, okay? Now, if I wanted to circumnavigate, just go west, and I keep getting pulled in. I'll just keep getting pulled in, and I'll keep getting pulled in, and I'll keep getting pulled in, and eventually, I'm coming back here because of the magnetic north. It will keep pulling me in. Yeah. So circumnavigation can happen all day long, which is why it does. Yeah. But this kind of navigation can't be done, which is why when you look at flights in the southern hemisphere, okay, what is the quickest way from point A to point B? If you took all these buildings away, what is the quickest route from point A to point B in life? Just, there's a saying, straight line, okay? So in reality, no flights do this in reality, yeah?
Because it's ocean.
Okay, right, but on a ball, if you look at this,
Ocean, how could
look,
they?
yeah, but look, on a ball, point A to point B, that's the quickest way. Okay, to go from South Africa to go to South America, that's the quickest route on a ball, yeah? To go in that straight line, the line of line of latitude, around the ball, yeah? But in reality, the plane doesn't do that. In reality, the plane leaves here, goes through the northern hemisphere, and goes back out here. When you get a plane from South America to Australia, that's the way it flies. You get a plane from there to there, it will go there and there, yeah? There was a plane, it was recently in the news actually, there was a plane that left here and it went to go here, yeah? No, actually, sorry, it went here. And on a ball, that would have gone round like that, yeah? It took an emergency landing because a woman was having a baby and it emergency landed here. Now on a ball, it was twice the distance of the actual flight itself. On a flat map, it made sense. It was literally there for the plane to land. So that I would look at tracking flights in the northern and southern hemisphere. And that was just a visual representation there. But there's a lot of visual representations here. Even this here. That alone is major. People have heavily overlooked that as well. You know? So that's the bit that's like, it should just warrant being able to just slow down and just dissect each little section and then satisfy yourself that, okay, I've looked into that and now I can close it. But everything I've looked into has just left me going, oh dear, I found more lies here, I found more things that have been not told to me that are accurate. On here, that last line of latitude, the 60th parallel, the government are not giving anyone... Huh? Oh yeah, no worries. That line there, that line of latitude, you're not going past the 60th parallel without military permission. It's not happening. No one's letting you pass that without military permission. And I think that would make more sense. Look at the size of that space that you would have to govern. That would make more sense at what the space agency is spending their money on. No one can even see the coastline without military permission. Why? Why do they care so much about this, but they destroy all of this? They go to war all the time. Mass genocide, child trafficking. You know, you've got human beings that are dying in boats going to other countries, but those same governing bodies, they agree, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's look into the Antarctic Treaty. Operation High Jump, Operation Fishbowl, these are all things that have happened that you don't get taught in school. Not conspiracies. Evidential facts that have been hidden.
I can't really agree with that one because I don't know enough.
That's why we state. Oh, sorry. That's why we state. Look into it. If you don't believe what I'm saying, look into it for yourself. I'm gonna have to go because I've got to go and use the bathroom. But I'll be back in a minute. If you're still here, I'll definitely come back and talk to you as well. Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going from Dover to Calais, Actually, after sometimes the monster just disappears.
300 feet of it should be missing. It should be. 300 feet of the White Cliffs of Dover. Obviously, when the weather permits the clarity to see. Obviously, if you have too much precipitation in the air, if you have too much rain, you can't see through rain. Obviously, rain will cloud your ability to be able to see them. Okay, but 300 feet of those should be missing. Yeah, 2,584 feet of that should be missing. But that's what we're taught. We're taught that at school. That is the circumference and the radius of where we live. That's what we're taught.
Yeah, nothing over it for the missing.
I forgot where we are.
Cambridge. We're going to Cambridge tomorrow to speak to the university. We're going to give a few lecturers 10 minutes to solve some equations. This is why I think people won't look into things, because of that. Purely because of that. They won't even give it the time of day. They just won't do it. There's Ruben. And I think as people are walking around and they're watching TV, they don't realise that other things are going on that they need to take time to look at. You know, it's like, you know, when you look at something so much, you stop paying attention. You know, so you see, you know that body shop's there. So say you saw that every day, you would start taking it as a given that it's just there and stop paying attention. So if it did change, you might still argue that it hasn't changed because you haven't paid attention to it changing. You just kept on thinking it's still the same, still the same. So when we're told at school, when we're 5, we live on a ball, yeah, we just go through our life, and because TV keeps perpetuating it, we just take it as a given that we do. That's why most people, when I ask them, why do you believe? They go, I don't know, I just do. I just do. And it's not a bad answer, it's not a wrong answer, because once upon a time, I was there. Once upon a time, someone said, have you ever questioned that? And I've gone, no, don't be stupid. I've got better things to do with my time. See you later. And then it happened again and happened again, to the point where I went, well, have I even looked into it? And it was like a bit embarrassing, because I was like, there's more serious things to talk about than this. And then I looked into it, and 3 years later, I've got no more proof now than I had 3 years ago that I live on a ball. If you expect me to take what Elon Musk did with the Tesla seriously, I can't. It was laughable. As soon as the doors opened, you saw the car and the ball behind it. I was like, oh, please. SpaceX, Tesla.
Yeah, no, SpaceX. But what did he do?
He did. I don't think he did anything.
Space.
They claimed they put a car up into space.
And then they dropped it.
All I saw was CGI. I didn't see anything real. I saw the doors open, I saw the car, and then I saw a CGI projected image of the Earth behind it. And David Bowie playing in the background, singing Starman. It was just very theatrical, it was just very weird. I just found the whole experience, I didn't know if I was up for being involved. You know, I was watching it and I thought, what is this? What are you doing? What is this entertainment? He had people cheering like it was some kind of historical landmark or something. And I remember thinking, break. Come on, is this it?
Well, they put on David Bowie because, well, they've already went to space.
Yeah.
So it's not a historical landmark.
No, it's more propaganda. It's more propaganda, sorry. Yeah, it's more propaganda than anything else. Because it's another perpetuation of the globe life. I can't explain to you how water conforms to exterior of a ball without using a belief system. It's a shame, it's true. I can't. If you said, all right, Roxanne, how does water stick to a ball, but don't use a belief system? I'd say, right, well, that's gravity out the window, because I can't prove gravity. Right, how else does water stick to a ball? Crap, I can't answer it now. That's not fair. you've taken away my gravity. I can't make you buy into that without gravity. It's the same as I can't make you buy into it when I'm explaining God to you. You're like, what God are you going to explain? You can't prove that God. You can prove creation because we've been created, but you can't prove a God, or you've got Allah, you've got Buddha, you've got the Christian deity, you've got the Catholic deity. It starts getting, like I said, it's a hot mess when you start going. But when I say explain how water conforms to the experiential ball without using a belief system, not even physicists can do it. Physicists can't do it. They say, well, don't take gravity away from me. I can't do it without gravity. Well, if you can't do it without gravity, shouldn't we be looking at it, density and buoyancy? They say, well, if we didn't have gravity, we'd all float away. No, we wouldn't. We're denser than the air around us, so obviously we're not going to float anywhere. What, if gravity went, if it was real, does that mean air's heavy? No. What did they use before gravity came along to explain everything? No one even thinks about that. No one even slows down to go, wait, what were they talking about before? Did they all just think it was magic? No. They understood density and buoyancy. That's how they made ships sail. Yeah? When you look underwater, there's underwater lakes that are even more dense than the water. And then you have air, and then you have our noble gases that are all inside the enclosement. The higher you go, the less dense the gas is. That's why birds can't